The Kremlin is attempting to tamp down tensions following the downing of a Russian Ilyushin Il-20M Coot-A intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft by Syrian air defenses during Israeli raid on Assad regime forces. An Assad regime-operated S-200 surface-to-air missile battery shot down the four-engine Russian turboprop as it attempted to engage four Israeli-owned Lockheed Martin F-16 fighters that were attacking Syrian targets. 15 Russian servicemen were killed during the incident. But officials in Moscow and Tel Aviv moved quickly to defuse tensions, even though the Russian Ministry of Defense initially responded with fury against the Israelis. However, Russian President Vladimir Putin promptly ascribed the incident to the fog of war. In this case, it is more a chain of tragic circumstances because an Israeli fighter did not down our aircraft, Putin said during a September 18 press conference. It goes without saying that we must get to the bottom of this. Our attitude towards this tragedy is set forth in a statement by our defense ministry and has been fully coordinated with me. Putin noted that this event is different from the November 2015 incident where a Turkish F-16 shot down a Russian Sukhoi Su-24 Fencer bomber when it briefly entered Turkish airspace. As for your comparison with the downing of our plane by a Turkish fighter, this was a different situation. Turkish fighter deliberately shot down our aircraft. Indeed, in this particular case it seems that the Syrian air defense forces on the ground misidentified the Russian surveillance plane during the Israeli strike. Russians claim that the Israeli Air Force used the Il-20 as cover under the assumption that the Syrians would not endanger a Russian aircraft. It clear to any specialist the strike was delivered using our Ilyushin Il-20 as cover, because the Israelis thought the Syrian air defense systems would not act in that direction. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu stated, according to the state-owned TASS news agency. The Russian Ministry of Defense also expressed its dismay that Israel had not given Moscow much warning before Tel Aviv launched its raid. The Israeli side didn't issue a notification, or, to be more precise, they warned us a minute before conducting the strike. They told us they were about to attack facilities on the Syrian territory. As a result of countermeasures to the Israeli attack, the Syrian air defense troops brought down the Ilyushin Il-20. The Israelis expressed their sorrow for the loss of the Russian servicemen but placed the blame squarely on the Syrians. Israel expresses sorrow for the death of the aircrew members of the Russian plane that was down tonight due to Syrian anti-aircraft fire.